We're back. It's our post-race show. Don't go anywhere. What we do is show you the atmosphere at these races at the podium when it's time to pop the champagne. So welcome to the SMX Insider post-race show. We got the trophies there for Ferrandis, Sexton, and Jet Lawrence coming back up to get his congratulations in a moment. But this is really what's so unique about these races.
Yeah.
For fans to be this close to the podium, you don't see that very often.
I've said it for many, many years, Weege, that this is our athletes are some of the most accessible athletes that in all of sport, you name it. Stick and ball, motorsports. I mean, look at that. To your point, the fans are right there. It's an epic, epic feeling. You can feel the emotion, and it's special.
Yeah, and these guys are pretty gassed at the end of two 30-minute and 2-lap motos, but kind of goes away for a second when they're up here on the podium. There's the red plate.
They're racing to try to pop the cork because they don't want to start getting sprayed by each other.
They're gonna fight each other off. And Ferrandis wins. He gets Jet Lawrence.
Yeah.
I think Sexton usually goes down into the fan area. And the fans actually get it. I mean, they get that champagne. Again, you just don't see that in many other forms of racing.
See little kids on the shoulders of their dads. And
there's Nick McCabe from MX Sports. He hands the Sharpie to Jet Lawrence because they have the winners sign the back of the podium.
Right, we talked about it last week. Copy and paste.
He's actually going back. His signature got worn off for whatever reason. So he went back and re-signed last week's. Is there anything Jet Lawrence doesn't take care of?
No.
And there is Lurch, our MC for the live crowd here.
There he goes. Look at fans loving it. They have great interaction with their fans, both Hunter and Jet.
Oh, yeah. Well, they have a cool thing going this weekend. They normally have videographer Tom Jornet do their post-race videos on social media. But they said, no, we want fans to send in your videos from the track, and we're going to make our post-race videos on social.
Dude,
with these people right here, like that camera right there.
I brought my kids this weekend. I told them, like, go down there. I told them they weren't interested.
Oh, come on.
They weren't interested, but
they've been there, done that. For these fans here, it's going to be a thrill of a lifetime. That's really cool.
Yeah.
All the things that Lawrence's have done to interact with the fans through the years. And I was wondering, you know, we've seen a lot of guys in the 250 class be really happy-go-lucky, friendly, accessible, all that. They move to the 450 class, things turn serious. But we've talked quite a bit about he's still just a happy 19-year-old.
He's still a teenager. He's still a teenager. Certainly doesn't race like a teenager.
No.
He raced like a 10-year seasoned vet in the premier class. But that's what's fun. Like, you see him in the pit area in between races or after practice. It's just like he's not even here for a race. Maybe that's part of his success.
Yep. Okay, so Jet gonna sign this jersey here. Some more interaction with the fans. And we'll show you how the day unfolded here with some highlights from Spring Creek. So here's what it looked like from Millville, Minnesota. Jason Wygant, Ricky Carmichael to take you through our day. And it started with high drama in the 250 class because this young man, Hayden Deegan, now holds the points lead coming into this race because of all the bad luck Hunter Lawrence had endured at the last two rounds. So Hunter had to fight back, but he does not get a good start here in Moto 1. And it's Joe Shimoda off to the races.
Yeah, Joe getting out front, and after last weekend, or the last 2 weeks, what have happened, all the points that Hunter Lawrence had lost, I think it opened up the door for these guys, Justin Cooper, Joe Shimoda. Massive crash. I was down there for that, and I'm going to tell you right now, Hunter Lawrence was so close to being caught up in that. That's Seth Hamaker right there, Maximus Bolin, number 34.
And here is the charge from Lawrence. This is critical, getting around Justin Cooper, one of his title rivals, and he wasn't done.
Magnificent ride by Hunter Lawrence. I think that was the best ride that he's had all season long. Incredible save by Hayden Deegan. He comes out of that corner and he hits the edge of the track, and it grabs him and gets spit off.
RJ Hampshire then gets around Deegan as well. That would move him up to fourth. Then he's looking for third with Justin Cooper up ahead. RJ riding really well.
Yeah, riding great, getting everything out of that bike that he possibly can, really working it. Thing I love about watching RJ, he goes for it. You can tell he's trying to give it his all.
Now the battle for the lead. Hunter has got the second. He has caught Shimoda. They've been fighting for a while, and here's the critical move.
Yeah, right there on the 96 of Hunter Lawrence was able to get that rear tire down probably a few feet before Joe Shimoda, and just as those 2 feet helped him get the forward drive that he needed to make the pass.
And with that, he had gone from around 7th to 1st and passing all 4 other riders that are battling him for this title statement ride for Hunter Lawrence to get the first Moto win. You see Shimoda not too far back there in 2nd. We go to Moto 2, much better start for Hunter this time, but Levi Kitchen's going to lead them.
Yeah, and that start, I think, is credited to the tire change that he made after the sighting lap. They elected to go to the paddle tire. Look, he's going to sweep around the outside, hold it on full commitment mode, past Levi Kitchen there, number 43.
And from there, he was gone, and it looked like a 1-1 was assured for the rider who had reclaimed the points lead, because Hayden Deegan did not have the best day today. Joe Shimoda a little slow in the early lap, started to come on strong though.
Joe doing extremely well, and great riding. I feel like he's getting to the point to where he was last season in 2022. He looks back at Levi Kitchen. Great ride by Joe.
That would move him to 3rd. Here is Deegan trying to fight his way. He'd get around Ryder DeFrancisco. Started the race about 14.
Felt bad for Ryder DeFrancisco there on that move. He got jammed up by the lapper. There's really nowhere he could go. He played it right. He went to the inside to be on guard, not give up that inside to Hayden, but it backfired on him.
And then we finally have it. Watch Hunter Lawrence here on the left side. Heads toward this jump, and he's gone. He actually crashes.
You know, he blamed the lappers, but our camera work tells us otherwise. That might have been self-induced.
And there is Justin Cooper to take over the lead. That was a shocker. Cooper was down 9 seconds, but then inherits the lead after Hunter went down. Cooper wins the Moto, but he only goes 4-1 with his scores combining Moto 1 and 2. So still, Lawrence gets the overall with a 1-2, and that's really big because he will reclaim the points lead. See the red plate in his hand? That's what truly matters here. Yeah. Shimoda 3rd overall today.
What a swing. Great job by all those guys on the podium. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that swing that you talk about is because Deegan ends up 7th overall. So I think he was 6th last week and 7th now. And he's 18 points down after entering today, 5 points up.
Yeah, that was a big points loss for Hayden Deegan. And you know what? But he's a rookie. He's learning. And so far, everything we've seen from Hayden Deegan, he's been able to make the adjustments. So next weekend should be fun.
And we'll show you the points. Yeah, it's funny how the standard changes. I mean, if you say that Deegan's getting 5-8 in motos as a rookie, it sounds great. It's only the lens of he was the points leader that looks disappointing for a first-year racer. He's down 13 in the standings if you look at the Geico Motorcycle points now. Hampshire Shimoda tied for 3rd. It continues to be very tight at the top of the 250 field. Justin Cooper is 21 points down in 5th. He was 22 points off when the day began. Let's send it down to Jason Thomas.
Thanks, Weech. Well, I'm at Honda HRC right now, and just behind me, Hunter Lawrence is getting worked on by his personal doctor that comes to the races. And for Hunter, it was so close to being that perfect day, but unfortunately he crashes, and it looked like he may have re-aggravated that rib injury that he's been suffering from. And something that, Ricky, you will know, these nagging injuries really start to take a toll, because not only does he have to fight the points, he has to fight the likes of Justin Cooper, but now he has to fight his own body and the pain that he's going to go through, which will also hold him back from really training as hard as he wants to during the week. So it's a really tough deal. It's a lot of athletes have to go through it, but the good news is he does have the red plate here leaving Spring Creek.
Yeah, that's it. He's been dealing with that rib injury all year and has still been able to do this, leading the motocross standings, and because he won the Monster Energy Supercross 250 East title, he has a big lead. But we like this battle brewing here, RC.
Yeah, I mean, they're so close every single weekend.
Yep.
It's been a lot of fun to watch just how that plays out. And there's big money difference between 2nd and 3rd, almost $150,000. That's a lot of money, a lot of cheddar.
Now, there will be a points reset before those 3 playoff rounds begin, but the reset will be based on how these points total up. So if it ended like this, Lawrence would enter the playoffs with 25 points, Hampshire with 22, and Deegan with 20. FXR Spring Creek National. Now let's show you the 450 class, show you how it turned out. A little bit of extra pressure being applied to Jet Lawrence today. So here's the 450 class from Spring Creek. First of all, a beautiful place to come watch a race or to participate in the race. Look at the massive crowd in that campground.
That was so cool. It was like when we were coming in this morning, the kids are like, holy cow, Dad, look at all these people camping. This is what pro motocross is all about.
And they're all here to see this guy who is on the march toward a perfect season, or as his camp would say, just trying to win the title right now.
But that's what they say.
I mean, I don't doubt it, but when someone gets close, we start getting tense, and that's what happened in this first moto. Jet a pretty good start. It was going to be Adam Cianciarulo, though, holding it through the inside to get the motosport.com whole shot.
Well, this was one for the books. Yeah, great job by Adam Cianciarulo. He was able to sneak up the inside there. That was a savvy move by the veteran.
And Lawrence goes to work on AC. He's on the outside, but it works for the lead.
Yeah, he does, and I said it a couple times. Adam could have closed the door on Jet there, but really veteran riding and racecraft by Adam Cianciarulo. No reason to really do that. He knew that Jet was eventually going to get him.
Chase Sexton on lap 1 goes down.
Telling you right now, that could have been a lot worse. He got away with one on that one. Had that front tire dug in a little bit more, it would have high-sided him so bad.
And then he comes back through. Holds off Ferrandis, gets around Jerry Robin, now Aaron Plessinger, and just kept going after Cianciarulo for second.
And I thought he was going to dethrone Jet's perfect season right here in this moto. I mean, just a phenomenal ride to come back from behind and pass these guys. Not easy to do.
And then this three-way battle for third. Jason Anderson around Plessinger and then around Cianciarulo. So Anderson flying.
Yeah, Anderson, great to see him back. And this is a great rebound by Jason Anderson and that Monster Energy Kawasaki.
So Sexton got to Lawrence. They slugged it out for a while. Last lap, gaps right where you see right now, and then he goes down.
Yeah, you hated to see that. I mean, but hey, never say die attitude. What happened right there is the back end kicked up just a little bit, and because that happened, he missed that outside rut, and the front end wasn't planted. Down he goes.
And that allows Lawrence to roll to a what looks like uncontested moto win, but it was pretty close, 3/4 of the way in between he and Sexton. So that set up great anticipation for moto number 2 between the teammates, and this time Sexton's going to get the early lead.
Yeah, great start by Chase Sexton, and we are just right here being like, oh yeah, this is awesome. And you can see Jet Lawrence going for it, wanting to get that clean air, but it's going to be really hard for him to do that against a guy that is as savvy and as good and as talented as Chase Sexton.
So Sexton's in the lead here, but a quick mistake.
Right there, comes out of the corner. It's a hard-packed sand corner, if you can believe that. Grabs a handful of throttle, loses the rear end, and just lays it out there for Jet Lawrence on a silver platter.
Big crash here on lap 1 in the sand.
Oh, massive, massive crash. Miller goes down and then collects Jason Anderson with him. Feel bad for Anderson. There was nowhere for Jason to go. Hate to see that, especially after that great first moto run.
Yep, and he was shaken up. Doesn't appear to be seriously injured, but did not finish the race. So that was unfortunate for the rider who was on the podium in Moto 1, and then a crash from Sexton while right behind Lawrence.
Yeah, going for it. You got to respect the effort, certainly, but we've seen this so many times in Supercross. He fell 3 times today. If you want to dethrone and end that perfect season for Jet Lawrence, you're not going to do it on the ground. So he's going to have to figure that out.
Cianciarulo was second. Sexton got back around him. Then while running third, Dylan Ferrandis put on a charge. Ferrandis was not really too pumped on his riding today, but it was still good enough to get on the podium.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great ride. He's discouraged getting beat by this guy, but he isn't the only one getting beat by this guy on a weekly basis.
Yeah, everybody is, because he is still perfect. Another 1-1 sweep for Jet Lawrence. Impressive, as always. And then gets the big congratulations from the fans up on the podium after a great day of racing with Ferrandis and Sexton. Third and second when you look at the overall. That's the amount of championship points they scored in the 2 motos today. Plessinger just missed. Cianciarulo, Masterpool, Marchbanks, Harlan, Noren, and Anderson are your top 10. Geico Motorcycle will show you the 450 standings. It's 81 points to the good for Lawrence now. Ferrandis is second in the standings. Close between he and Plessinger on the track and in the standings. Sexton up to 5th in the points despite missing 3 early rounds. And Masterpool's had a really strong season. He's 6th as a privateer. Send it back down to Jason Thomas.
Well, I'm standing right in front of Chase Sexton's area at Honda HRC, and for Chase, really frustrating day. He was emotional, not crying, but really angry about his second moto, and he crashed, and I really felt like he thought he could beat Jet today, and that's what's most important. So If I was giving Chase advice, it's just be calm. Understand that you're taking steps in the right direction, and it's not going to all happen at once, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, but you are so close to getting back to that 2022 form, and that's all you've wanted. That's all you've been looking for, and you're right there. Now, you need to clean up a few mistakes, go back and continue working on what you've been working on. But even Jet gave you credit and said, hey, he thought it was going to be Chase's day today. So going into Washougal, it's another opportunity. It's not necessarily a racetrack that Jet has been phenomenal on, and he knows it. So it might be the day that Chase gets it done.
Show you the SMX point standings, then we'll break down this 450 class. Plessinger up to now second when you combine the Supercross and Motocross points together. Cooper Webb not racing Motocross for the rest of this year has dropped back to third. And Lawrence is fifth in combined points despite not having raced a 450 in Supercross. If it ends like this, Sexton will enter the playoffs as the top seeded rider. He would have 25 points when the playoffs begin. Plessinger, if he were to finish second in combined points, would start the playoffs with 22 points. So we're going to look ahead to Washougal, and that is a key thing that Jason Thomas just mentioned. Washougal, a very good track for Sexton, plus the belief now. Sexton has some proof of, I know I can run with this guy.
Yeah, so we'll start with the 450. Yes, Sexton knows that he can run with the guy. And you even heard Jet Lawrence say on his post-race interview on the podium how he thought that Chase was going to be really good, not only this weekend, but next weekend. Looking forward to Washougal. So we're going to keep our eye on that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I will say that track race is very, very narrow. So if Chase Sexton is able to get the whole shot on Jet Lawrence, that's going to make it tough for Jet to pass. And you have to have patience because it gets slippery at Washougal.
Absolutely. So we'll show you how to watch that one at Washougal. That's next Saturday. 100% upcoming schedule. We'll have racing, of course, on Peacock, and we will have a next day air on USA Network as well. Good to get some exposure there. Peacock or the SuperMotocross Video Pass outside America is the place to be able to stream every single moto live. As far as the 250 class is concerned, Hunter Lawrence back in control.
Yeah, back in control, but a great racetrack, a lot happening there. And again, it races really, really narrow there. So starts are going to be very, very important. Throttle control is going to be important. Maybe the rookie Hayden Deegan gets some stuff going. That's a jumpy racetrack, but it's going to be fun to watch, and I'm surely going to be tuned in.
Yep, it's going to be a good one. We'll welcome James Stewart back to the booth. I want to thank you, Ricky Carmichael, for the analysis today, and Jason Thomas for the heavy lifting down on the racetrack. That is our SMX Insider post-race show. Check out RC's podcast, Title 24, during the week. James has the Bubba's World Pod. Myself and Jason Thomas with SMX Insider will give you all the coverage as we roll to our next race at Washougal. But it's the same old story here at Millville. Lawrence Brothers on top. Thanks for watching.